What is up, everyone? So we are live right now. So today is a Friday in Singapore, and it's a Friday morning in most parts of the world. Either you're beginning your day or it's kind of in the afternoon, especially if you're in Europe. Good afternoon. How's your Friday gonna be like? Are you gonna be spending time with the family, or are you gonna be at home trading crypto? As we all know, cryptocurrencies, or at least trading cryptocurrencies, is a 24/7, 365 day a week kind of thing. So I thought to myself, I think there will always be a demand for folks who love to trade crypto. As you can see, today I'm at home. The mom is out, so I'm with little Hailey. She's able to walk right now. That's a good thing. And yeah, imagine she was born in the bull market and now in the bear market. It's like, yeah, it's been tough, guys. It's really been tough. I think a lot of the folks who have known me for quite a while know that when I was streaming, when I first started, it was when Hailey was just born, and yeah, it was one of those great times. So I just wanted to kind of come out today and create a segment called "Get Rich or Get Wrecked." So I realized that we're gonna be in a pretty long bear market. Okay, there has been analysts saying that Bitcoin is gonna go to $3,000 before it takes a technical bounce, but it may fall through that support and go as low as 1,008 to even 2,005, because that was the previous kind of support level, or at least range, before the big rush. But are we going to be having that big rush anytime soon? I think the fundamentals are really very different as of now. We're going to be seeing a lot of delays, especially in the ETF market, and I don't know. I really sincerely don't know. I don't know where's the direction going to be. All I know is that in terms of global financial markets, it's already bad. Okay, you have properties being unwound throughout all the first world countries, right? So how did the property prices actually get to that stage? Obviously, we have very rich Chinese of Chinese mainland Russians all buying up properties around the world. This is just to diversify and get the money out of their country, right? So this is a given, but because the whole market is starting to tank, as we know, Nasdaq, Dow Jones all have lost 1,000 points to even 800 points in a matter of a few days. Now, is this the first signs of a global recession, or is just a normal year-end take profit? I hope it's just a normal year-end take profit. I sincerely do. Because if that is just a normal take profit and there's a little bit of jitters because of the trade wars that is going on between China and the US, right? Because Trump is a terrorist man, I can see why he wants to go for tariffs. I mean, look, it's one of the ways that you can help to regenerate and create more revenue for the country. I get it. It hurts exporters, it even hurts importers, but you know what? I think at the end of the day, he still means well for the country. But that being said, it is causing a lot of jitters in the markets as we speak. So I ask myself, how are we going to get rich in this market? Or, well, I shouldn't be saying this, or get wrecked trying. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that you have to just put out money in order to make money. So I decided the only way that we can kind of do this, at least in this market, is start shorting the markets. But, however, I think we all know that as of late, cryptocurrencies have already lost a lot of their value. We've lost anywhere from 85% to 90% on certain cryptocurrencies. Ethereum is down 85 to 90%. Bitcoin is already almost down 85%. You have Litecoin down like same 70 to 80%. I mean, it doesn't get any worse, guys. We're talking about if you had $100,000 portfolio, maybe if you had $1 million portfolio, okay, at the height of 2017, at the end of 2017, everybody remembers those great times. And when the market started to tank, and when it hit 6,000, right, everyone's portfolio is more or less basically down by a lot. Okay, so let's say you were at 1 million, now you're probably at 100,000. But now from 100,000, it's gonna go to 10,000, or even worse, it could even become 5,000. It is really gonna be a roller coaster ride for many, many, many months to come. So, without further ado, I am going to do something that I usually don't do, which is just to have fun and entertain everybody. I'm going to start just live streaming a little bit longer. I've never done a long live stream before. I think the usual longest live streams that I've ever done was anywhere from maybe 30 minutes to max, maybe max 30 minutes. But what I'm going to do, because I think for the better of the community, right? I'm gonna do something really, really different this time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just go to my Bitmex account. So let me tell you a little bit about this Bitmex account. As we all know, Bitmex is one of the best casinos in this place, right? You probably gonna make some money, but at the end of the day, you usually lose some money. So I had some Bitcoins that I purchased of late, thinking that 6,000 was the bottom. Okay, so if you see, by the way, I have not traded on Bitmex in a long time. Okay, in a long time, and I decided, you know what? This Bitcoin that I've done nothing. Okay, I am just someone who just bought Bitcoin at the support level, right? Which was at 6,300 to be exact. I was like, hey, it's been a while. It's been consolidating at 6,300 for quite a number of, quite a good period of time. I said, let's just buy some Bitcoin. But as we all know, as of now, you're having the fact that Bitcoin has dropped tremendously. We're talking about another $3,000 from where I bought. And it's anticipated that this Bitcoin is going to only go down. So what I did was, I started to just have that realization that, you know what, let's just have some fun, right? Because you're losing money whether you hodl, and you lose money when you trade. But what if we make money? So I'm going to be doing something really, really special for anyone who is part of the channel, and I hope that, I hope that this is just really for fun, guys. Don't take the trades that seriously, because there's going to be very, very little analysis. Okay, it's going to be very simple with just 2 indicators. Okay, and then from then we're going to open a trade. Do not, I repeat, do not follow my entries. Okay, do not, because if you get wrecked, it's on you. Okay, but we're gonna have some fun. If I make money, $100 worth of Bitcoins, will go to the winner that calls the close. That means if I close my position and you manage to call it, or if you call the closing price of the day's candle, right? So it's going to be very simple, guys. The game is very, very simple. Okay, let me just go to a chart. Okay, so we know that we know that Bitcoin, especially for Bitmex, uses 2 exchanges, Bitstamp and GDEX, or Coinbase Pro, as they say. Wait, did I get that right? No, sorry. It's it's Coinbase Pro, which is GDEX, and Bitstamp. So it's 50% of GDEX's price and 50% of Coinbase Pro. So what I'm gonna do, right, is have this game with you. It doesn't matter what I close. Whether I make money or not, I think it's irrelevant. I think the most important thing is that you guys can call it. So what I'm gonna do, obviously this is a little bit more difficult, right? You guys obviously have to first subscribe to the channel, right? So that at least I know that you're a subscriber. Then the next thing I need you guys to do is at least go to my website, www.cryptogrinders.com, fill up your email, right? And then from then, I need to know how to send the Bitcoins to you if you call the close of that day, of that day's candle. So it's very simple. This is a 1-day candle. This is a 1-day candle, right? And let's say, okay, let's just look at the previous day. If the previous day was 3,437 and you are the closest, you get $100 worth of Bitcoin. Just that simple. It doesn't matter whether I make money or not. It really doesn't. And why am I doing this? Because I think Christmas is around the corner. If you are someone who is a godlike trader, obviously you don't need the money, right? But if you're someone who has just not been having this year turn out so great, I think $100, we're talking about 100 US dollars, would be really, really helpful. And all I need is for you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and of course, please put your email so that at least we know and we can send you our newsletters that really are very helpful. It has helped a lot of people and it helps you gain a lot of knowledge about the market and stay up to date as well. Or you could just join my free Telegram chat. Just really simple. But that being said, as long as you call the closing of the candle for the day, you get to win. So I'm just going to be very, very simple, very straightforward. Either you call it on the closing for the Bitstamp chart, or you call it for the close of the GDAX chart, you win $100. Simple as that. So I'm going to try this every once a week. As everybody knows that I'm kind of busy. I will try to do it more often, but I want to do it because it's coming to Christmas. I want to do it as often as possible. It is not a lot of money, but at the same time, it's for us to all have fun. And at the same time, while I'm streaming, right? While I'm streaming, you know, it's just gonna be having the time to talk to you guys, answer questions, just have fun. I'm not really being I'm not really wanting to be too serious about it. As you can see, I'm already losing money, you see. So it doesn't matter about what happens, because to me, all right, every time that there's a consolidation, things go wrong. Things start going down. So I don't care anymore. Really, it doesn't make sense. Like yesterday, we were calling for shorts, right? But indicators were showing upwards. Indicators were showing an upward trend that it could possibly break out to the it was possible to break out, but what happened? It broke down. So you know what, I think at the end of the day, it's just following the market consensus. The market sentiment is still down, volume is still weak, and we can clearly see that the volume is truly weak, as in there's not much buying volume. It can't even break 3004 cleanly, right? It can't even break 3004 cleanly. Could it do a short squeeze? I don't know, and I don't care, because I'm only on 5x, guys. The good thing about most people who are doing... Okay, I noticed, right, that a lot of people, when they use Bitmex, what is the number one reason why they lose money? They're on 50x, they're on 100x. I'm like, guys, like, if you do 50x, 100x, I don't know, I've never even done it, right? I don't even know. Like, if you did 50x, okay, let's say if you did... I don't know, man. Okay, let's anticipate that... I'm not going to open a trade, guys. That's just pure, chaos. So let's say, for example, right, wait, let me see. Okay, so... Oh, shucks. Okay, wait, wow, okay. This is actually increasing my... Oh, wow, okay. Right, I forgot. I can't go into a trade. It will actually automatically increase my RO. Wow, I nearly got liquidated there, guys. I nearly got liquidated there trying to explain this to y'all, because I was like, okay, this is because it's this trade, right? So, okay, anyway, as you can see, right, the moment you increase the leverage, your liquidation price goes up. Your liquidation price actually goes very close to your entry level. So can you imagine? I could have almost got liquidated. I was like thinking, hey, I was like losing 5%. How come it became 50% of a loss? Okay, so there you go. Anyway, I would never ever do more than 5x. Okay, I never do more than 5x. I occasionally, when I'm very, very confident, I do a 10x leverage, but I don't. Okay, I don't. So it's really one of those little things that even if you're starting out with very little money, okay, don't take Bitmex, and I'm sorry if I am someone who said that Bitmex is like a casino. Now, you could treat it like a casino, or you could actually use it to your advantage to hedge on your portfolio. So how do we do that? Let's just be a little bit more on the sensible side and teach people something. So if you have Bitcoin, like what I did, right? I bought Bitcoins. I bought six Bitcoins, right, at $6,000, right? I bought Bitcoins at $6,000, and what happened was those Bitcoins dropped in value. So I told myself, what about using Bitmex for now as a form of hedging? That means since the price of Bitcoin is anticipated to go down and it continues to break the support, Potentially it's going to go to 2,800, break the $3,000 support level, or maybe technically bounce. I really don't know. Nobody is a saint, nobody is a god, no one can see the future. So let's just assume that really happens. Perhaps it's good to buy a piece of insurance, and this is the insurance. So as you can see, if you have an X amount of Ethereum, for example, and you want to protect from the deteriorating value of Ethereum, what you do is that since you know that it has already broken a support level, say you bought Ethereum at $100, right now in our Telegram group, we actually mentioned that Ethereum was going to go to $80, $90. I swear. I really said that. And I said that even before Ethereum became the current price that it is. I am not saying that I knew it. I just felt that way because a lot of projects were already dumping the Ethereum. So I just said, hey, you know what? Let's just do a short. And we short Ethereum from $110 all the way until it hit $98, and we closed the short. But it continued to go down, and currently now it's like at $83, $85. I'm like thinking, to me, there's no support anymore in the middle. The next support level would be $50. That's how scary it is. The next support level for Ethereum is $50. So can you imagine it's currently in a no man's land? So let me explain where I got that with a chart. You know, especially those who are lovers of technical analysis. Okay, as you can see, Haley is starting to talk quite a bit. So if you hear her in the background, please, just say hi. She's really just learning how to talk at the moment. Okay, so yeah, I gave the call to short at 110.3. It wasn't like it just felt I just felt that way. Technically, it was just so bad. So at 113. 110.11. Literally, I caught this bit, guys. I literally caught this bit. Okay, and of course, the moment it started to consolidate a little bit and had a bounce, I decided to cut it. Okay, so this was that. Then it did this. Okay, so far there seems to be no support. Yes, okay, so being old, you usually tend to forget where you're supposed to be at. So let's just show you why I say that it will go down to $50. Oh man, wait. Oh, Bitstamp is a very new chart. Let's go to GDEX. Okay, GDEX USD should have a longer time frame. Okay, so as I was saying, why $50? Okay, so if you look at the charts, right? Okay, so now it's already reaching that support level here. Okay, so this is the support level, right? So since it looks like it's gonna breach. If it consolidates, then it's a good sign. But if it doesn't, okay, wait, let me expand the chart, guys. Let me expand the chart. Okay, so you can see that there was this short period of consolidation here, which is exactly where we are. Okay, but fundamentals at that point were very different from the fundamentals that we are facing now. A lot of the ICO projects are really panicking. Okay, they're really panicking. They are really losing funds. You've already started to see articles. You already started to see articles of them cutting down on their staff, their employees, right? Even closing down. Ethereum Classic lead development team is no more because there was clearly no support from the community. But never mind. Right now, you're seeing this consolidation, which is exactly here, guys. So I hope I'm wrong, right? So that you can make money, right? I hope that I'm wrong so that you can make money. Now, on the flip side, if it doesn't, do you see this consolidation point here? Okay, so this consolidation point here, all right, this consolidation point here is the $49, $50 range. So that's where I'm getting my analysis from. I'm not making this up. It's just past history, right? So we are now currently at a critical point. Right? Could Ethereum bounce back up to $100 and I get liquidated? That's cool. That's fine. Right? It's okay because it's a small amount. But the larger time frame is showing me that it can only go down. I could get short squeezed out of my position. But it's okay. Because right now, all I see is for the fact that it could hit 50. And the question is, why is Ethereum even $50? That's the scary thing. Why? If there are very little ICOs going forward, could there be a development for more dApps? Which is what Vitalik has been saying. I think for the next cycle to really... Sorry guys, she's learning how to talk. So as I was saying, as there are more dApps that are being created and their use cases become prevalent in the market, maybe, just maybe, the Ethereum prices will start to hold itself again. Just saying. Okay. So, okay. I'm now looking at the chat. All right. So now I'm just looking at the chat. And there are already some subs. Thank you, J Constance. Thank you. Okay. So Kelvin Tan 3380. Okay. Kelvin has been around. No problem. So closing price 3380. Closing price 3411. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Yeah. All right. So what's up, Rex? Okay, so like I said, guys, it's just gonna be, it's just gonna be a very chill session, and I want to start just talking to you guys more, not so much about education. It's just about having fun, Then if I feel it like, oh, it's gonna go all crazy, I may cut the position, or I may just double down. I don't know. Right, but the whole idea is for you to just have some fun. It's more for us to just chat, right? So I'm just wondering. Okay, let's just put some scenarios. If Bitcoin goes to $1,000 and if Ethereum goes to 50, will you buy? Will you buy? Come on, chat. Will you buy? Will you buy Bitcoin at $1,000? Will you buy Bitcoin at $50? Would you do that? That's the question right now. I would really want to know, because you see, right now, right, why is everyone not buying cryptocurrencies? Say if you are having a top-up feature. You're having a top-up feature for your gift card. It's Christmas around the corner. You want to give someone in Bitcoins or whatever, right? And you bought $1,000 worth of Bitcoin when the price was 6,000. And by the time that you gave the person the card, like right now, 50% of the value has diminished. And you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. You were someone who was very sincere. You wanted them to experience the benefit of a decentralized currency that is borderless, and it's run by no government, no centralized government. It functions as an internet money, right? It's in a way a little bit pseudo-anonymous, other than the Bitcoin transactions being public, but no one knows whether you're sending it or receiving it, because it's just an address. So say, for example, right, you were to give someone, let's say your mom, right? Mom, I want to gift you $1,000 for you to go and spend for your shopping spree for Christmas. Said, thank you, son. You gave her the card on the very first day that you bought, and now when she uses the card, she goes to the store, and then what she'll do, she'll start spending $1,000 worth, because hey, my son, right, Crypto Grinder, says that there's $1,000 worth of Bitcoin in here. She starts spending $1,000 worth of stuff, but only to find out there's only $500 inside. She calls me up, son, where's the balance of the $500? Yeah, that's the scenario. That's the scenario that we have right now. And so, folks, would you start buying Bitcoin at $1,000? Would you buy Ethereum at $50? And the question is why? I want to know. Okay, so I do. Yes, a lot. 3420. Even more. I am cost averaging in. Okay, Crypto Eric. Oh man, Crypto Eric's avatars are the cutest, man. 1K, I'm in. Okay, now you degenerates. I'm gonna give you another more painful scenario. At $1,000, it drops to 500. Like I said, you must be thinking, Ryan, come on, man, come on. Stop making it difficult. Let me ask you, why not? Why not? If the cost to mine a particular Bitcoin is, You'll be shocked. In some countries, literally less than $1,000 US. You'll be shocked because the land is cheap and the electricity is cheap, or maybe it's a kickback. So one company has the electricity, but it's not really that much in demand. There's so much excess that they are willing, and so that's why a Bitcoin mine is being set up close to it, and it's providing the energy to that Bitcoin mine. Right? It's already happening around the world. So I don't know the exact countries, but I understand that this is how it's working for certain miners who have been chased out of their country previously. So it can be as cheap as $1,000. Would you buy it at $500? And then, and if Ethereum was to be at 25? You see, that's the pain. That's the pain that we are all experiencing, ladies and gentlemen. We are all experiencing this kind of pain right now. And it's more, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? It's not because for no reason. It's really to prep you. How do you feel? Really to prep you mentally that if it really does do that, what happens? Like, why am I putting in my hard-earned money, right? And only seeing it drop by 50%, right? Why do I do that? Why should I do that? So it's really boils down to just accepting the fact. Do I believe that this Bitcoin is gonna go somewhere literally in the future? Does it even have a future? Do I see it being widely adopted somewhere? Right? I can't say that in my country, but maybe you can say that in your country. Maybe your merchants or a big chain could suddenly just say, hey, they start accepting Bitcoin, and things start to happen. Great things start to happen. I don't know. I really don't know, guys. It's not being disbelief. It's actually quite interesting for the fact that it is even worth $3,000. Right? Why? Why is it worth $3,000? Because there's some demand at the end of the day on the exchanges. Are the exchanges propping the prices up? I don't know. Oh man. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. All right, hedged out at 5K plus buying more at 1K. Okay, awesome. The issue with your logic is assuming that BTC is a reasonable store of value. The price is still being ascertained as a store of value. Okay, yep. Right. Why not, right? Why not? People like gambling. Because all of us are degenerate gamblers. Michael. Yes. Yes and yes. Let's just put it this way. When you start up a Bitmex account, do they actually ask for your age? Do they actually deny you access from starting an account, right, by getting your passport or your identification so that you're above a certain age? Does it say that? It doesn't say that. So could you imagine, right? Obviously, if it was a casino, right, in your country, right, the age of, like for us to step into a casino is 21. Maybe in Australia it's 18. I really don't know. I'm just a bit too old. They usually don't deny me. But right now, could you just imagine? Now, we could take it as both ways. We must take things a little bit positively as well. If the individuals, right, are youngsters, and it's okay to be a youngster, because you know what? If this youngster started to learn how to trade, I'm looking at things positively first. If this youngster, this millennial, this 13-year-old starts learning about trading, learning about investing, doesn't he have the right, just like everyone else above 21, to use these platforms because he's knowledgeable? I mean, we have child prodigies who are already doing their degrees when they hit 13. Some, by the time that they're 15, they have 2 degrees, right? Very intelligent teenagers, young teenagers, right? So why is it that you're not allowing people of a certain age? I mean, there's this denial of service, as they say, right? But then again, obviously, when you're young, your emotions and the need to want to be rich, to prove, hey, I'm somebody, is a little bit too great, and people tend to do the wrong things. People tend to be a little bit carried away. They start doing certain stuff that they shouldn't do. They start over leveraging, and hence, if you open the troll box, and of course, I think if you follow Twitter, right, you see that there are people getting wrecked all the time. Like right now, I'm getting wrecked. I'm down 12%. And I'm down 6% on another position, but hey, it doesn't matter. So the most important thing is that, when we started this space, or when we stepped in this space, there's this financial inclusion where everybody was having the opportunity to participate in the next big thing in investing, right? That's why the ICO space was so hot, because when Ethereum suddenly just moved up from $9 to $12 when nobody was looking, and it moved up from $9 to $12 and suddenly burst to $50 in May, and then from then it went up to 100 over bucks very much later, okay? Everybody started to take notice, and everybody wanted to get in on the bandwagon. Everybody. And at that point, it was like, okay, I have a great idea. These people want to give me money, right? As long as I can convince them. And at that time, ICOs were only doing 0.1 Ethereum, right? It wasn't that much if you think about it. 0.1 Ethereum, even at the high, okay? Even at the high, 0.1 Ethereum was only $100. You'll be like, hey, what's $100, man? I could make that back easily, in a side gig or weekend job or my day job, I just wanna put in my money into this ICO thing. And you tasted your first blood. You started to make some money. And you were really excited. And then what happened? It just caved. Everything just caved. Regulations started to kick in. Restrictions, pump and dump, scams, frauds, embezzlement of money. The whole space just turned turtle, or as they say, whatever. I mean, it was just discouraging to see. So right now, everything is kind of normalizing. People are starting to realize, okay, it was we got a little bit too carried away, okay. But right now, you're seeing the very strong projects start to emerge. And those that are going to be left standing after 2 years from now. And we hope that we continue to zoom in on these projects, right? So that we know that we don't lose sight of them, so that we know that that's where we should put our money, even if it's going to be more expensive. Would their tokens still be the place to put our money, or will they be offering us something a little bit more friendly, perhaps an STO, whatever that version is. Right now, the thing of an STO is just so vague, right? Oh, is it? Oh, are you okay? Oh, sorry. Are you okay, sweetie? Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those things, right? It is one of those things, right? Look at that. Say hi. Hello. Can you say hello? Hi. Hi, everyone. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. So you see, folks, it's just a matter of perspective. Okay, it's just a matter of perspective. I think right now, I feel that how are we gonna participate going forward? Will we even be able to do that, or no longer able to do that? That means it's just back to the traditional, come in only when it's going to be a public ICO. It looks that way. For now, I'll be very honest with you, it looks that way. There seems to be no room for errors this time, because companies want to make sure that they are responsible and accountable to investors. And the investors that are coming in are the accredited investors, where they have to be having an income of 300,000 annually, or they are or they are having a 1 million in terms of assets under management, or sorry, assets or liquid cash, right? 1 million. That is the US criteria for AI. Now for the Singapore side, right? When you talk about AI, when you talk about accredited investor, it's just the same but Singapore dollars. Okay, so we are now at that stage where, man, I don't make that kind of money, neither do I make that kind of income. So what? Now I'm left to buy stuff at a higher price. Sadly, yes, at the moment, that seems to be the problem at the moment. But you know what? I feel that, okay, hear me out. I with all sincerity, I just feel at this point of time that that would be the best thing to do. Because if a company cannot prove itself to be revenue generating, reputable, and credible after a number of years, I think a person who is earning an average wage should not be investing in an early stage company. I'm just being very, very honest. It's not about deep pockets or whatever, but even for us, it's so challenging for us to do due diligence when we speak to all these projects. And these companies are coming in and speaking to us at a very early stage. So sometimes when you want to put a number, right, a fictional number, we're talking about a fictional number here. How do we put a value to that? And people have been doing that during ICOs. We're talking about just because these people have certain credentials in their day job that they decided that they wanted to do an ICO doesn't mean that they're credible and they are going to be able to create a successful business. It really doesn't mean that. And we're all seeing that right now. And that is why you're seeing a lot of all these projects. The money is going to disappear, guys. That's the sad thing, right? They came up with decently great stories on the white paper with great visions of either helping someone, creating something. Whoa, wait! No, don't touch it. Don't touch it. No. Go. No. You gotta. No. Hey. No. Go. Yes. No. So yeah. So you see. So the next wave, when and if there's gonna be STOs, right? I assume that it's not gonna be for public. And it will prevent all this from happening. But the moment it hits the exchanges, right? The moment these things hit the exchanges, because there are certain companies that are 1 year that are earning revenue for 1 year, and then they get listed on a proper stock exchange. So that means if there's so-called a period of proof, a proof of concept, or at least they've been running the business for a good 1 year after the product, and the product starts to gain traction. That means there's actual sales, right? There's actual sales for that particular product. And when they start listing on an STO license exchange, which so for now it's going to be in Malta or even possibly Gibraltar. I've heard countries like Labuan, yeah. These are very small countries, guys, just to be very honest. Malta's GDP is only 15 billion. So we have to take note of that. It's also a risk, by the way, for any exchange that wants to get a license there. It is a risk. That is why exchanges have to hedge their risk by making sure that they acquire and attain license by being compliant and transparent so that they can operate in multiple countries and attain the licenses in various countries. So yeah, not many exchanges are doing that. If you're a digital asset exchange, you'd be surprised the moment you start asking questions about these kind of things. Most of the exchanges don't have it. They don't have it, guys. Okay? And that's the reality. So theoretically, right, if I want to be really, skeptical, I could be putting in my money and the next thing the exchange just closes down. That's it. It's really the truth. It's really the truth. So we were all so worried at the time that whenever we put our money into a particular exchange, we were all concerned, right? And that is why there was this consistent movement of money in and out, where whatever we made, we tend to put it into the ledger. Then after a while, I don't know, do people even still care? Because as the value started to drop, right, people just started to leave their cryptocurrencies on the exchanges. So it's just a sudden shift, you know, because since it's so getting more and more worthless, right? I wouldn't want to put or bother about putting my funds. Oh man, oh man. Well, we can stream here. So yeah, as I was saying, so if you have, in the past, we would always diligently put our cryptocurrencies into a cold wallet, as they say. But right now, more and more exchanges, or at least the more credible ones, are creating custodial services. Now, unfortunately, custodial services is for larger accounts, either institutional traders or the plan to have asset under management. That is the plan, right? And obviously, custodial services are not cheap. They are very sophisticated products, although very boring, right? But they're very sophisticated products. So these are the things that are happening and evolving in the space at the moment. You will start to see all these services and products start to happen and be available. So just stay tuned. But what does that got to do with all the retail guys? What does that got to do with me as a retail investor? How does that help me? I would say that it just goes to show that the exchange that you're using is credible, right? Because the moment that you are attracting big money, it just goes to show that they are here to stay. I think that's a very big indicator. And you want to start having an exchange that you can trust, right? You want to have an exchange that you can trust. Okay? Okay, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Darling, can you read a little bit softer, because like you're reading and then I can't hear myself. Okay, so yeah, yes, I love you. Okay, so yes, so wait, what was I saying? Oh, okay, yes. So the custodial services. So bear in mind, when you start looking at exchanges, start looking at what they are offering, how they are offering it. Okay, why do I say this? Because in the old world, the Nasdaq, the NYSE, right, the New York Stock Exchange, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, CBOE, how do they maintain and hold funds, or how do they process and do their operations? It's very, very sophisticated. It's very, very high level. And right now, as long as you start seeing all this in exchanges, you just know that, okay, this exchange is definitely serious. They are always addressing the public, especially. I think that's very, very important, because you need to have the CEOs, the founders come out and put their face on the line. Because there are certain exchanges that you don't even know the owners. You still remember a time when people just didn't even have to really see a particular person's face, right? And they started investing in a particular project or put money. I think that is the most dangerous part. And we really have to start looking at things from a different angle before we can qualify as savvy investors. Guys, let me just be very honest with you. I've never believed that only rich people should have access to investments. I never believed that. Because how I got rich was for the fact that I was always hungry for knowledge. I was always looking out for opportunities. And although attaining knowledge is a very small cost, but when you are seeking an opportunity, you usually have to build it via sweat equity or with actual equity. That means putting in your own capital, which means risk. There's no such thing as no risk. It's very, very rare that you could start a business with $0. There's no such thing. Even if you start an online business, you still have to spend some money being an affiliate. You still have to spend some money learning how to build a landing page, paying some kind of fees and subscriptions to be an homepreneur or entrepreneur from home. you still have to spend some money. And after that, you still need to create content, or you have to purchase traffic, right? Leads, as they say, from people who are selling you leads. Those leads can cost anywhere from 20 cents all the way until $2 a lead. That's all money. So there was never a time that I felt that all these making money would be easy. I never ever thought that, but I was always open to opportunities. And how I stumbled upon crypto was really because I was getting paid in Bitcoin through one of my affiliate programs. I was like, hey, what's this Bitcoin? Right? They chose to pay us in Bitcoin. I was like, okay, since there is, so I started to Google it. Bitcoin has some value. Okay, and that's how it all started, really. And had I not been at that stage in my life, because I left banking, right? Had I not been at that stage of my life, I would not have known that this world existed. But because I was open-minded, you see, I wasn't skeptical, even though I was someone who was in the financial system where I know that there are many schemes and scams and even fronts that are put up so high that you wouldn't even tell until very much later. But I was always open-minded. I was always someone who was willing to learn. And because I was willing to learn, and I was at that stage of my life, I was able to be open to this whole space of blockchain and cryptocurrency. And that's how I know you guys. It's really true. It's really true that, my story is just really in a nutshell. That's just about it. And of course, the rest is history, right? I started Crypto Grinders, and we became one of the leading companies, in the space. It's amazing, from where I was. I think those who have been following me for the longest time know that I started out exactly in this chair. I mean, sometimes it's at the dining table and then at this chair, but it all started here, guys. It's kind of nostalgic if you think about it. And things are only getting better, right? And we are always building. We're always looking out for new opportunities. We're always speaking to new tech, people who are building new tech. We're speaking to a lot of talented people, and they're not stopping anything. They're still continuously building. And that's the beauty. And that is the beauty. And I feel that sometimes if we can connect these projects to the right people, and we know that they're the right people, why can't we open up investments for them? You see where I'm coming from? You see, there has to be a intermediary that people can trust. That means people can trust the intermediary, which is probably CG. I don't know. It can be someone else. But that's how the space will work. Only then can people have access to all this kind of stuff. Because I know for a fact that if you were to go to your bank and you say that, hi, I would like to look for investments in private equity, I want to get in at early stage investing, the person will say, sure, sir. May I know what level of banking, what kind of level of banking are you at the moment with us? So you say, no, I just have a retail account. I'm sorry, sir, that's only available for private banking. How much is private banking? You have to have at least $1 million AUM or $1 million in the account with us, sir. Oh, okay. Thank you very much then. You see, suddenly the whole sentiment just changes. People are being denied. Even if they were someone who understood the space, they could not get in early. And by the way, when you go for an IPO, it's already a very highly propped up valuation. Just look at Snapchat. Right? It IPO'd for billions of dollars only to tank big time. Now, I'm not someone who uses Snapchat. I think it's a very US thing. But if it's very popular still, hey, maybe with all the ad revenue and other businesses that they are launching after they raise the money, who knows? But the whole idea here, folks, is do you see for the fact that this space could actually really change and be continuously available to us as retail investors? That's something that I want to know. Well, anyway, guys, it's been a fun hour. I really appreciate those who are taking the time to watch this. Like I said, comment in this video. That means it doesn't end, guys. I repeat myself, if you're not subbed to the channel, go and sub yourself to the channel. Like the video, comment below, right? What is the price of Bitcoin gonna be at the end of the day, either on Bitstamp or on GDEX, the closing candle, just go to the 1-day candle. And if you are right, you get $100 worth of Bitcoin. Okay? All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next stream.